The fifth Avengers movie we now know as Avengers, Doomsday, was originally planned as a very different project. The film was called The Kang Dynasty, and Kang was meant to be its main villain. So why did Marvel abandon the Kang story it had spent years building? How did Doctor Doom take his place, and what does the title Doomsday actually mean? To understand how significant this change was, we first need to look at what Marvel had planned for Kang. After Endgame, the multiverse saga placed time travel in alternate universes at the center of its story. The main threat of this new era first appeared in the first season of Loki. The man living in the Citadel at the end of time, known as He Who Remains, was actually a variant of Kang. He had ended a great war between his own variants across the multiverse. He then created the TVA and the Sacred Timeline to prevent another war from beginning. But when Sylvie killed him, the timelines began branching again. This was exactly what He Who Remains had warned them about. Countless variants far more dangerous than him were coming. We saw the next stage of this threat in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. The film introduced a Kang who had been exiled by the Council. At the end of the movie, we saw the Council of Kangs, made up of hundreds of different Kang variants. The second season of Loki continued exploring Victor Timely and Kang's influence over time. By the end of the season, Loki managed to hold the timelines together, while the TVA began monitoring Kang's remaining variants. Marvel had positioned all of these developments as preparation for Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. The film's story was never officially revealed, but the plan was widely expected to connect a major war against Kang's variants to the collapse of the multiverse, and, eventually, secret wars. Kang's greatest threat was not simply how powerful he was. You could defeat one Kang, but another variant could always emerge from a different timeline. In short, Marvel had spent years carefully building its next major villain after Thanos. Then, the entire plan suddenly changed. Two major developments led Marvel to change its plan for Kang. First, Quantumania failed to establish Kang as the next major threat after Thanos. Second, Marvel parted ways with Jonathan Majors after he was convicted in 2023. Marvel could have continued the character with a different actor. However, Kevin Feige revealed that even before Quantumania was released, the studio had begun questioning whether Kang was a big enough threat and had started discussing the idea of Doctor Doom with Robert Downey Jr. So Marvel changed not only the actor, but the entire plan. In 2024, the Kang Dynasty officially became Avengers, Doomsday, and Doctor Doom became the new main villain. So why did Marvel choose Doctor Doom? Victor Von Doom is one of the oldest and most important villains in the Marvel Universe. He is not only a powerful enemy, but also a brilliant scientist, a master of magic, and the ruler of Latveria. In the comics, Doom has reached godlike levels of power many times. In the original Secret Wars, he took the Beyonders' power. In the 2015 Secret Wars, he combined the surviving fragments of destroyed universes to create Battleworld. That made Doctor Doom the most natural character to replace Kang. Doom is not simply the new main villain, he also stands at the center of the connection between Doomsday and Secret Wars. For that reason, we should not view Doomsday as a standalone Avengers movie. It may be the first half of a two-film finale planned alongside Secret Wars. Doomsday will most likely serve a similar purpose to Infinity War. Different universes could collide, the heroes could try to save the multiverse, and ultimately, they could fail. Doctor Doom could then use the surviving pieces of those destroyed universes to create Battleworld. Doomsday could end with Doom victorious and his new world established, allowing Secret Wars to begin directly on Battleworld. None of this has been officially confirmed. For now, it is a strong prediction based on the comics and the fact that the two movies are being developed back to back. Secret Wars has appeared as two major stories in Marvel Comics. In the original 1984 story, the Beyonder gathered Marvel's heroes and villains on an artificial planet called Battleworld. Doctor Doom then seized the Beyonder's power and briefly transformed himself into a godlike being. However, the 2015 version of Secret Wars is expected to be the main inspiration for the films. In that story, Incursions caused different universes to collide, and the multiverse was almost completely destroyed. Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange, and Molecule Man devised a plan to seize the power of the Beyonders. When their plan succeeded, Doom combined the remaining fragments of destroyed realities to create a new battleworld and declared himself God Emperor Doom. Reed Richards and the surviving heroes who remembered the old universes eventually united against Doom. Molecule Man transferred the power-sustaining Doom to Reed, allowing the multiverse to be rebuilt. The MCU is unlikely to adapt this story exactly as it happened in the comics, but the collapse of the multiverse, Doom's victory, and the creation of Battleworld will most likely remain central elements. The MCU has already prepared several pieces of this story. Multiverse of Madness introduced Incursions, while Loki placed himself at the center of the multiverse by holding its timelines together. But Molecule Man, the character who sustained Battleworld in the comics, has not yet appeared in the MCU. That means another character may need to take his place. One of the strongest possibilities is Loki. He now sits outside time and keeps every branch of the multiverse alive. Instead of killing him, Doctor Doom could use Loki's power and turn him into Battleworld's living energy source. Of course, this has not been confirmed. It is our theory. But it would make sense for Doom to first appear as the man who saved the multiverse, only to reshape what remained into a world under his control. Doomsday could therefore become the movie where the heroes lose and Doom wins. Secret Wars would then tell the story of their fight to bring down the world he created. In short, Doomsday may be more than just another Avengers movie. It could mark the end of the multiverse as we know it and the beginning of Doctor Doom's world.